Hi everyone, our today's topic is Pegasus and why it is in the eye of the storm. This is a very important question because the media report has revealed that this Pegasus software has been used by the governments or any other agencies to snoop on their activists and the opposition parties. In that list, the list is very long. The list of 50,000 people's phone number has been released. So in that phone number list, the Indians included the 300. So India being a democratic country, Indian constitution gives its citizens the right to the privacy through the Article 21 and the other bills that was introduced in the parliament through the present government and the previous government. And the present bills are that was introduced in the parliaments were the Personal Data Protection Bill 2019 and the Information Technology Intermediary Guidelines and Digital Media Ethics Code Rules 2021. These bills are actually here to protect the personal data of individuals and to empower the users of the social media platform. But in the recent news that have rocked the parliament, because in the recent media report the government has been accused of using the Pegasus software to snoop on the opposition and the activists of different kind and the media personnel. And these are all allegations, but not proven allegations. So this allegation gives us the ground to discuss what is Pegasus and why these are all happening. And here in this project, in our discussions, we will play the role of an investigator, we will play the role of an prosecutor as well as the jury. So in our next line of discussions, the is that what is Pegasus and where this software has came from. It is the name for perhaps the most powerful piece of spyware ever developed, certainly by a private company. The Pegasus is a hacking software, precisely a spyware that is developed, marketed, and the licensed to the governments around the world by the Israeli company NSO Group. They say that these softwares are being used against the terrorist organizations and to those terrorists, those who are underground themselves. And they say that their clients, all of their clients are the government organizations and the government itself. But they never revealed the name of those governments, name of the governments, those who are actually their clients. It is capable to inflict the billions of phones running either on iOS or Android operating systems. The NSO group came into an existence in the year 2010, but the earliest versions of the Pegasus discovered, which was captured by the research in 2016, infected phones through what is called the spear phishing text message or the emails that trick a target into the clicking a malicious link. So this is how they get into the phones and phishing into the numbers, messages, emails, and all kind of things, apps. They get the access through. This is how they get the access. The next questions comes that how it works. Now it is the second one after the knowing what it is. First we came to know that what is Pegasus, from where it has came from. Now we will going to discuss that how it works. Since 2016, Pegasus became more powerful and advanced. Pegasus infections can be achieved through the so-called zero-click attacks, which do not require any interactions from the phone's owner in order to succeed. That means that the owner, the phone which is owned by the owner, he or she do not have to click any messages or anything to give the access to the Pegasus software. This will often exploit the zero-day vulnerabilities, which are flaws or the bugs in an operating systems that the mobile phones manufacturer does not know yet, so has to be able to fix. The manufacturers do not know what are the flaws in the operating system that actually exist. They scanned the operating system, they scanned whole phone, and they came out of the vulnerabilities within the operating systems, and through which they get into a phone. In 2019, the WhatsApp revealed that the NSO softwares have been used to send the malware to more than 1,400 phones by exploiting a zero-day vulnerabilities. The users have not been able to identify that the Pegasus has get into their phones, scan their numbers, scan their chats, but the users not been able to identify it. Because the Pegasus do it simply by placing a WhatsApp call to a targeted device. The malicious Pegasus code could be installed on the phone, and the target do not need to answer the call. The Pegasus will going to give you the missed call. The users do not have to take the call. By giving the missed call, they will get into your phone. Most recently, the NSO has begun exploiting the vulnerabilities in the iPhone message software, giving it an backdoor access to the hundreds of millions of iPhone devices. The Apple, to prevent such attacks, continuously sending the updates to its users, because the Apple is a very famous organization and NSO is ruining its name by hacking its devices. Most of the time they get into an devices, the most of the devices are iPhones. And the next one is, who breaks the Pegasus code? Actually, who claimed that to be a breaker of the Pegasus code? There are so many NGOs and the organizations, those who are working against this kind of organizations, those who are being used to hack into the life of the peoples, because these are the common human rights. The privacy is our human rights, because there are so many organizations, those who are the defender of the human rights, they are actually investigating these kind of things. Among them are in Amnesty International. Then who breaks the code? Now we will going to discuss it. The evidential breadcrumbs, it lives on a phone after a successful infections has been improved by the research conducted by the Claudio Guarnieri, who ran the Amnesty International Berlin-based security lab. This man actually used the free source software to identify that whether the Pegasus enter into your phone or not. The NSO through the Pegasus attacked the messengers. It automatically gave the access to the other phone numbers, and those phone numbers also came under the watch. If the Pegasus get into the phone of any users, through which they will going to get the access of the others users. In the recent Pegasus project, they have came to the conclusions that the Apple iOS was attacked by the Pegasus spyware. Report as per the Amnesty and the Media Consortium, where neither phishing nor the zero attack succeeded. The Pegasus can also be installed over an wireless transceiver located near a target, or according to an NSO brochure, simply manually. If an agent can steal the targeted phones, then it will be easy for the organizations to install it to install it. If anyhow the Pegasus gets into the target's phone, it starts scanning all the messages, phone number, call history, calendars, email, internet browsing, and in that way, they hacks your life. They hacks into the history of your phone. So now the next questions comes that why the Pegasus is in the news now. The French-based non-profit organizations called the Forbidden Stories has accessed a leaked database of 50,000 numbers who may have been targeted for surveillance by the clients of NSO groups. The news sites confirm the identities of many of these individuals on the list and the infections on their phone. According to the Washington Post, that is the consortium of around 15 organizations, those who are investigating the Pegasus project. The Washington Post is among them. They had list of 67 numbers. Among them, 37 exhibited the signs of the Pegasus installations or attempted installations. Of these 37 phones, 34 were Apple iPhone. The list of 50,000 phone number included the French President Emmanuel Macron, Iraqi President Barham Salih, South African President Cyril Ramaphosa, and the list also includes the famous prime ministers and the current ones. That also includes the Pakistan's Prime Minister Imran Khan, the Egypt's Mustafa Motbuli, and the Morocco's Saad Eddin El Othmani, and the King Mohammed VI of the Morocco also is on the list. Why? The next one is why the Indian Parliament is in the boil. Because the debate is that why what is the privacy, how the privacy will going to be protected. The privacy is our fundamental right, and there are so many bills those who are there to protect our privacy. Having have that those privacy bills and the fundamental rights, our lives are being hacked by the government organizations and the other. These are the allegations. Because Parliament is boiled because the consortium, the consortium, those investigated that Pegasus project has released the 50,000 leaked phone number. Among them, the 300 belongs to the Indians, those who are in the opposition, student activists, human rights activists, and the newspaper editors. And that also includes the politicians from the both sides, ruling parties and the opposition party. The recent IT minister is on the list. Why this is humdrum? Why are we shouting? Because India is a place which is well known for this. Here everybody is the judge and jury. Everybody started lecturing everyone in any anomalous subjects without knowing it properly. To find out the truth, the government or any independent agency should order the proof that whether that was an phishing, whether that was an snooping, whether the phone numbers were hacked by the Pegasus. That has to be proved by an organizations those who are independent, like Supreme Court. Then meanwhile the NSO group, the Indian government already denied the charges. NSO has already denied the charges. They told the world that that is an fake news. The NSO said that is an fabricated, fake, influentials. The Indian government also says this is some influential groups are trying to malign the image of India. So how we will going to know the truth? That is very important questions. How we will going to know the truth? Maybe we will not be able to know the truth. Maybe because something which we know through the Pegasus project is the tip of the iceberg. The Himalaya is the beneath of this project. The truthness. It is the malicious. It is the malicious. Then this is the full. This is the full iceberg floating over the open sources of water. So as we have said, This is the tip of the iceberg. The whole Himalaya is beneath of it. If this project is very truthful. So at last we have reached our questionnaire part. The questions are: what is the difference between the spyware and malware? The second question is the project like Pegasus is politically motivated, or it is a neutral project run by an organization? Those who were doubtful previously. Where is the headquarters of the Amnesty International and what it does? You can write your answer to my email address, which is tuhin.power.academy@gmail.com. We will going to provide the hints of the answers of these questions in our Telegram channel. The link will be given below. Thank you very much.